And that's okay. Right back to what I just said. It's okay that you were in a framework that was scared of losing. You just have to realize it's okay to lose.
I'm not gonna be afraid anymore, Gary.
What's gonna happen if you lose? Who's gonna say what?
At least I tried, right?
You know how much regret you'll have if you don't?
Thank you so much.
Whose opinion are you most worried about? Parents?
I think just what the world thinks.
Yeah, but the world doesn't fucking exist. It's blank.
Unlike what you said, I was like a straight A student. And
right,
I got
and so you got
a full ride to Berkeley.
Right, so you were correct. You were in that framework where you thought there were rules, you know, and that it would work out if you just did it this way. But that didn't fulfill you, and that's okay.
Thank you so much.
You're so young.
Thank you.
You understand that, right?
Yes.
Don't listen to the world. You're young.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You just can't thank you enough. I'm just so touched. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I know one day I'm going to be somebody. And you'll know when I'll definitely find you.
Please look at my face. You're somebody now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's the game. I was somebody long before people knew who I was, and I believed that. You're somebody now, Letitia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This clip you just saw is from Gary Vee's channel. You can clearly see from Letitia's expression that Gary's reply struck something deep within her and changed her life that very night. You can clown on Gary Vee and all, call him a grifter or whatever. But to me, his message is all about self-esteem. We as a society should be more open in talking about self-esteem, self-belief, and self-compassion. Mind you, this is not about toxic positivity or becoming delusional, but about recognizing that we are living on a wet rock, flying through the grand emptiness of the cosmos. How should we conduct our lives with this fact looming over us? Gary's entire message is life-affirming. Ultimately, we are all going to die. We are so finite, and what we do with that information matters more than anything else. A few weeks ago, I experienced one of the most depressing moments of my life. About a year ago, I broke up with my ex of 5 years. I don't think I've experienced anything as traumatizing as that breakup in my life. It was so tough that I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. Of course, Valentine's Day made it even worse. I felt like there was this general malaise enveloping my day. I was losing my appetite. I was a mess. I felt really small. The breakup forced me to confront who I am without that person. Just imagine losing your best friend, losing the person who understands all of your silly references, and losing the secret language that only the two of you share. I couldn't bear seeing all the happy couples on the streets, so I decided to shut myself up in my room. As a result, the isolation made me feel even lonelier and sadder. I was experiencing what was so often called the dark night of the soul. All is dark. I was so lost after my breakup. I had lost the anchor to my life, and it felt like I was just drifting, and I found myself saying a lot of really mean things to myself at that time. Things I would never say to another human being. Things so vile they would have gotten me cancelled if said to another person in public. I'm sure everyone has experienced something similar in their lives before. The moment when you question everything in your life, you ruminate on imaginary scenarios in your head. And you think to yourself, oh, if you were to have done this or that, then things would have been different. And then you fall into this state of perpetual regret. As a chronically online Gen Z, I cope with my depression by doom scrolling on Instagram. I stumble onto that very video of Gary speaking to Letitia. I was in this dark night of the soul and was contemplating some really dark things in my mind. And all of a sudden, Gary's video popped into my feed and rescued me when I was at my lowest point. That was the exact message that I needed to hear in that very moment. If I had seen this clip while I was still in my relationship, the message of this clip would have gone over my head. It would not have registered anything in me at all. This clip came at just the right time. I needed to be in this dark place for me to receive this message clearly. The moment Gary said, "You are already somebody," not only brightened up Letitia's face, it also made me want to cry. Because I knew Gary was not only speaking to Letitia, he was also speaking to me and everyone else. Perhaps what he said was something that I needed to hear from the very beginning. But had I not experienced this rock bottom, I wouldn't have understood Gary's message. And it would have flown past me. The dark night of the soul is not some arbitrary challenge that one goes through. It is in fact a necessity for one to be reborn. Simba from The Lion King ran away from his home after his uncle Scar basically told him that Mufasa's death was his fault, and Simba internalized this lie about himself. He had constructed this false narrative about himself, just like Letitia, just like me, and so many of us out there. Simba carried through with this lie of his, built this fake life of Hakuna Matata. He had forgotten that he was somebody until Mufasa's ghost told him,
"Simba, you have forgotten me.
No. How could I?
You have forgotten who you are and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king."
I had to lose everything before I could even comprehend my inherent worth. I am somebody before my good stuff and my bad stuff. I had to lose everything that I once considered as myself. My identity, my sense of belonging, my external package, in order to transform and recognize my inherent worth. You will need to reach a point when everything external falls away and the only person left to believe in you is you yourself. Remember that this is not some unfortunate happenstance, but a canon event that you have to go through. Before you reach the treasure laid hidden in the cave, ask yourself, have I gone through the dark and devious ways? Po from Kung Fu Panda had to see that there's nothing inside the dragon scroll, but a reflection of himself. You're it. You are the answer. The secret ingredient is you all along. But of course, you won't be able to see this plain truth until you're in the belly of the whale and have lost all hope. Here's a quote from Joseph Campbell's Hero with a Thousand Faces. He wrote, "Perhaps some of us have to go through the dark and devious ways before we can find the river of peace or the high road to the soul's destination." You are somebody now. We so often forget about this fundamental truth. Perhaps we all should have a Gary V in our head who keeps on reminding our inner Letitia that we are somebody. You might be in a really dark place in your life right now, but these dark nights of the soul are the prerequisite for the next stage of your life. If you desire the dragon's treasure, then you have to be willing to walk through the woeful gates of Hades. Only by doing so can you be reborn.